Morning.
Hello. You've been looking at our year's worth of painting and decorating, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see me all right?
Yeah.
Bit of glare there, isn't there? Because sun's
No,
coming.
it's all right.
Because it's early in the morning, isn't it?
No.
Isn't it? What's the time?
About 9:30.
9:30. Right. Okay. So what am I doing? Right. On the internet, there's loads of opinions about which is the correct jets to put
I was wondering what you were going to say then.
put in a Weber carburettor, but I've managed to find a source that tells me all about the jets that are in the carburettor kit that comes from Alpine Innovations, I think it is. So it's a very similar engine. So today we are going to find out if this small piece of brass is going to make all the difference. So what I've been doing, that's all the stuff I've got off the internet, and it varies from massive jets to little tiny jets. I mean, one of these says F30, if you know about Weber carburettors. I'm going to put in an F6, so we're going down from, what did the carb have in it originally? So this chart, this has got what the carburettor came with as standard, and then I put in what I've put in and what I've taken out, and then I can make comments. So the carburettor on the tube, the emulsion tube, is an F50 that's in there at the moment, and I'm going down to an F6, so that's a massive drop. And the secondary on it is an F6 anyway, so I'm going to do that, swap those two over, and do a few other bits and pieces. So it's on with overalls and new boots, isn't it? And out into the dog.
Oh, look at that faithful dog.
Look at that faithful dog.
Yeah, that's good.
Oops. Right. Okay, so the bits I have assembled so far, I've got bits that I'm not going to bother fitting. I'm not going to bother fitting those two. So that's the emulsifying tube. I'm going to put another accelerator pump jet in it because it's just a little bit hesitant. I've got some little E-clips that hold the...
They're tiny.
Yes, I know, that's why I bought several of them, and I might lose the one that's in there. Teeny clips. Gasket, just in case, although everyone says don't worry about it. Right, so overalls on.
Mind the melon behind you.
Mind the melon. Don't fall over the melon, man. What else do I want? It's autumn and it's been wet out, so the bonnet's going to have water on it. Come on, go, it's wet out here. I've had a robin out here helping me. Just been around here. I took the trouble to wash the front of the car off just so that I could get the bonnet out and not get water flying all over the place. Taking the air filter off. And one thing I'm going to try before I... oh dear, the gasket's gone there. It is busy, isn't it? I am going to pull the choke out,
Yeah.
and see how much those butterflies move. They should go all the way.
What, flat?
But they don't, do they?
No.
Which might explain something. Might not. It might not. Oh no, it looks like they've changed the design of this. That looks like a split pin. That's what those little clips that I ordered were
So how
for.
flat are they meant to be? Like, totally flat?
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
They don't go that far.
No, they don't. No, because the choke cable's not right. I'll show you. Hold on.
So maybe it's
This
not
is one of these. Well, yeah, the jets will help. One of these jobs where it's going to be an.
It might not be what we planned today.
Well, no, it will be,
doesn't
because this has to come off anyway.
Well, it doesn't make any difference, does it?
So I have to adjust it. But you can see the cable here. Look, can you see the cable's all bunched up?
Yeah.
It's slid inside that plastic
So
sleeve.
it can't move all the way.
No, it can't move all the way. It is supposed to go.
Oh, look, it's all just proper. Did you pick that?
What, this?
Choke cable.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't make a very good job of it.
Well, hang on, it's not opening. It's supposed to go. Oh, it's ever so stiff. It's supposed to go that far.
Well, that's not helping
No,
at all,
but
is
it's
it?
ever so stiff.
You have to do something about that.
I'm going to have to do something about that. And this looks like a split pin rather than the little clips that I ordered. But never mind. That's all right. I think I have a spare clip as well.
I'll let you carry on.
Let me carry on.
I'll be out in about half an hour.
Be out in about half an hour. The next thing is to take these off. I'll just show you that because this is good. Shouldn't put tools on top of a battery, but never mind. Yeah, but there's only a short spanner, so if we undo, I put that piece of pipe on here, didn't I? So if I take that one there off, It'll come off. That one there. And there won't be any pressure in the line because it hasn't run for about 3 weeks, has it? And take that one there off. Come on. Well, that wasn't going to come off in a hurry, was it? But that's a good thing, isn't it?
I guess it is.
Well, we don't want... Right, this thing goes in there, and theoretically, there we go. How's that? And that is an actual lawnmower tool, isn't it? From the days of lawnmowers. Or as a little man would call it, olden days. A little boy that we know. He likes asking about the olden days. Yeah, so it'll be undo those 4 there, take that off, and then undo these screws. There's some under there, and lift the top off, but you'll be out for that, won't you?
Yeah.
Okay then, see you in a minute. Right, I've got the top off the carburettor. That wasn't easy because of this little fella here. We look inside the float chamber, there's some muck.
Yuck.
Can you see the muck?
Water, yeah.
There.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so we're going to get rid of that. Hold on. And that's the amount of fuel that was in the carburettor. You see where the level's meant to be?
Yeah.
When I took it off, that's the level it was at. So that shows you how much of it
Isn't working.
evaporates. Well, no, evaporates. That's why it takes so much cranking to
So
start
you've got to fill it all the way up, have you? Is
Yeah.
that petrol in there?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Dirty petrol.
I know when you crank it by hand sometimes.
Well, pump it with the little doodah, yeah. So we want to get all this out.
Look at the different dirtiness of each different thing.
Yeah.
That was really untechnically said.
Well, one choke gets used more than the other one's only the second choke. There are people that have these synchronised, and I think maybe that would have been the answer, but I don't think they make the synchronised one anymore. Right, okay, I'm going to get a cotton wool bud and just clean that up and then suck all the rubbish out. And the next thing then is to change, we'll do the emulsifying tube first, which is undo this one. Right, do not lose anything down any of these because it's bad news if you do. Right, let's have a look through that as well. Yeah, that's clear. I have got, let me go and get out of my toolkit, and I'll need something just gently hike that out of there as well. Not as sophisticated as the one the doctor sticks in your ears, but this is a mechanics, if I can get it to work.
Endoscope.
Is it otoscope?
Otoscope.
Otoscope.
The endoscope goes in horrible places.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And this is actually a really useful little tool. And that's fine. That's clear. Right, so it was a cheap one, like I said. I'll put that down there. Do not step on it. Let's see if I can get this out without scratching it, otherwise I'm going to have to find something soft to pull it out with. That's in there good and solid. Right. I thought I would just release and come out. Right, I got it out by poking out just a screwdriver, just enough to sort of shake it free and then pull it out. So we haven't scored that one up in case we ever need to use that one again. Let me go and fetch the new one.
Tiny.
We do not want to muddle these up, but we'll look at the difference between the two, and they are very, very different.
Right, don't muddle around. Put
Right, so alarmed was I when I did this that I took that one out, which is an F6, and checked it against this one to make sure it was right, and it is. So that goes in there. That.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Eat things.
I'm more worried about that falling down there because, like I say, that is not a nice job. We in?
Yeah. So they're both the same?
They're now both the same. The next thing to do is the accelerator pump, which is that one.
Right.
And again, it's different. Let me go and get that. There. Now, of course, this is doing a different job, so I could rightfully expect it to look different, but that is very, very different. But it came from a reputable source, so we are going to do it.
You're going to take the spare bits out with us just in case we break down, aren't you?
Well, I'm not going to be able to do this, am I, by the side of the road?
No.
And an AA man's not going to want to do it. I could do it by the side of the road. Well, we'll, you know, once we've done it,
We'll go gingerly.
we'll go gingerly for a few miles before we plan any...
Don't go on the M5 straight away.
Oh, you can get on the M5 straight away. I'm not worried about that. Otherwise, how are we going to find out if it's... Right, there's some little teeny washers on there. And it should have somewhere, there's the number. I don't know if you can see that. There's the number of what that one is.
Oh, you moved it too quick.
Oh, sorry. There it is. All Weber parts have their size written on them, apparently.
Can't actually see that anyway. So
But it is tiny. It is tiny. And that one goes...
What is that?
This is an accelerator pump jet. When you put your foot...
Oh, it pulls the water, does it put air in
it
there,
just
does
puts
it?
a little dab of extra fuel in. Just to get you going. You know how it sort of hesitates when we're pulling away from traffic lights when they change? Well, this isn't as big as the one it says in the book. However, if I put a bigger one in, every time I stamp the foot on the pedal,
It cost you £8.
it costs me more. So I was comfortable with the amount that was coming out before, so I could just drive it accordingly. Right, now the gasket didn't break when I took it apart, so that was something. So we just check all these again. I have lubricated all the linkages. I've cut the plastic sheath off of there, which I think was what might have been causing the problem. I've tightened up as best I can the screws holding the carburetor onto the manifold. These are very susceptible to air leaks, apparently. But those are proving difficult, so I'm going to have to buy a set of chubby spanners. Chubby spanners. So, put it all back together again.
And we'll go out.
And see what happens. Now, there is a fuel filter under there. However, I've got such a good fuel filter under there, I'm not going to bother taking that one out. You unscrew that and there's a little gauze comes out. That all looks pretty good. It is starting to show signs of not getting enough use, but if this fixes it, that will change things, won't it? That. Right.
Perfect timing.
Our garden hose is a little bit shorter than it used to be. I shall show you why. Hold on a second. Right, this way.
I wondered what you're doing in the garden.
A couple of interesting things first. I have discovered that opening and closing those choke tubes against all the force of the pressure control cable and the throttle linkage is a bit much for it. So I found out now that if you put your foot on the accelerator pedal and then pull the choke lever, it's a lot easier. So let's have a look. We're going to those should close fully.
Yeah, that's better.
So that's going to make life easier. Ready to put it together, and then I noticed there's a witness mark there. See that? Look.
Yeah. What does that mean?
That corresponds with that mark there on that silicone hose, which was going about there up into the air filter. We knew this was going to be tricky, so a long time ago.
Oh, that thing!
At great expense.
That was
at great expense, because K&N stuff is all right, but boy, is
Hold
it
up,
ever
you haven't seen it.
expensive.
That's better.
Right, so that you cut, and it goes in, wedges in there. That fitted on there. I've got peppers on it. And I took that pipe from there. Where am I going to get it so it goes onto that nicely?
Can you use an ordinary bit of garden hose?
No.
Oh, good.
But this is just temporarily. Okay. I shall require a bucket. A bucket. I shall require a bucket.
Not very good at this today.
No, a bucket of.
Come down at the end.
Yes, right. We're ready, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, seatbelts on.
Yep.
Break off now. I decided put your foot. I'll do that twice anyway. Just put your foot on the accelerator pedal Oh, that's much easier. Right, into neutral. Yes?
Have you started this yet since you've done it?
No.
Whoa, that sounded a bit more meaty.
It does, doesn't it?
It's not going.
No. For it, but I didn't bother with that because it's not.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm looking forward to me driving this.
There we go. What's the catchphrase?
Test the brakes.
Test the brakes before you leave the drive.
Smells hot.
Well, it does smell hot, doesn't it? Is it us?
I don't know. Something's hot and burning.
Okay, well I'll stop and I will put it into.
Not the temperature gauge.
No. All right, I'll put that into neutral for a minute. I'll put that in a sec.
I think we would have stalled normally by now.
Well, we would have.
And the smoke coming up underneath the bonnet.
Is there?
Yes.
Whereabouts?
Bottom left-hand corner.
Right. Okay.
Can you see it now?
No.
Surely you can see smoke.
No. Okay, well, as soon as these lights go, we'll get through and we'll pull up.
It's got more smoke.
Lots more smoke?
Yes, I'm starting to be concerned now.
Okay, these people go by them, mate.
Let me wave them by.
There's smoke, sweet.
There was smoke. Okay, but you can smell it, can't you?
Yeah, but there might be stuff burning off because I've got oil
Okay,
on
well,
things.
okay, well, maybe it was that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Can't get anywhere without having to go through a set of lights. And I have been helping a friend out recently, and I was driving from one side of town to the other, and I went through 47 sets of lights. I counted them. I suppose you've got to do is try and find a route
Right,
that.
we're going now. Okay. At least
Well, we'll see.
nothing looked. If it's just stuff burning off, that's fine, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Joke's in.
I wasn't panicking though.
No, that's good. Don't panic. Indicators are working like they should.
I'm on smoking.
There we go.
now.
And we've gone past the
Yeah,
bit where we normally
we
stop.
normally would just dive. I think when we come home, we'll go around the other way and come down Valley Road.
I think we will. This is silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only a little town, but it has traffic jams in it. Right, we're going around the back. It's whatever, aren't we?
Yeah, and I'll whiz in and see what I can do.
We'll just do this bit now.
I think it was just stuff burning off.
It might well have been.
And to be honest, if we hadn't been sat at the traffic lights, it probably would have.
it would have blown through the bonnet.
It would have boned through, and I wouldn't have even noticed it.
So bumpy.
This is silly.
Or it could be steam as well, because I've got water up around and about.
Well, whatever. But if we had been driving,
Yeah. Oh, this is ridiculous. For a town this size. Right.
we're not come back. The line was not come back this way.
Okay. Right. Here we go. Let's see what we got. That's much better than it used to be. Much better. I don't know what's going to do to the fuel economy, as it looks the gauge. It might do, it might not. But oh, that's driving beautifully.
It gets
That is
smoother and
nice.
smoother, doesn't it?
It does. So every time we tinker with something, it just makes it just a little bit better. So one little tiny piece of brass seems to have done the trick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
After all this time,
Has taken us a while. We've
has
been a
taken
bit
us a
behind.
while.
Life's been a bit silly,
it
hasn't
has
it?
been a bit silly.
And it's not getting any less sillier. But
No, because a plumber, now we've been waiting for a plumber for 3 weeks. I'm going to have to start doing the job myself. I don't really want to, because you know how good I am at doing things.
the macerator might be a good one you could do though.
Yeah, I don't even like the name of the word. And it was described, and I've looked inside the one we've got, and it is just basically a food blender
A poo.
for poo, with pipes coming out and a pump, and it costs
A lot of money.
ridiculous. If you actually costed it up, it wouldn't be that much. There must be plenty money in making...
Thing.
yeah, so I didn't see the point in skimping on one, did it? So we've
Got a good one. But the other one's lasted us a nice long
It
time.
does, doesn't it? When did the other one go in? It's about 15 years old, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you can't really knock that.
No, right. Dog's straining to get across
And
the
we
road.
did look after. I'm going to stop filming because I think we're
I
alright.
think we've talked enough, haven't we? So, see you in another film. Don't forget to click and subscribe. That's what other people say.
Yeah.
Right.